afternoon, everyone. Let's start today's webinar by imagining what a normal school day used to look like. Students waking up right on time to get dressed for school. Moms packing lunches and rushing towards the school bus to hand it over to their children. Students giggling and chatting with their friends on their way to school. Singing the national anthem together, coming back to classes and having fruits together. Classrooms full of excitement and cheer. Students having an argument about something silly. Teachers training and mentoring the students for the presentation in the upcoming annual function. Teachers talking to the students outside the classroom to clarify doubts. The pre-lockdown learning of students predominantly involved one-to-one interaction with their mentors and peer groups. Unfortunately, the nationwide closure of schools and colleges have negatively impacted over 91% of the world's student population. As students spend most of their time with parents now, parents across the world were asked to reflect on the impact of various challenges they faced with remote learning. 45% of the parents said that being separated from their classmates and teachers is a major challenge for their children. The home confinement of students is associated with uncertainty and anxiety because of disruption in their education, physical activities, and opportunities for socialization. Because of not being able to play outdoors, not meeting friends, and not engaging in the in-person school activities, children have become more clingy, attention-seeking, and more dependent on their parents due to the long-term shift in their routine. Let's revisit the good old days at Angels Valley School before the pandemic. Aarti ma'am, if you could please play the video. Thank you, Aarti ma'am. Okay, so I'm sure all of you were really excited to see the faces of our students who were so happy when they used to attend physical school. Okay, to shed some light on how the mental health of students has been impacted and what we as teachers and parents can do for our beloved students, we have with us Ms. Harshpreet Kaur, who is an ABA therapist and a counseling psychologist. She has been working in the field of mental health for years now. She has worked at Rajendra Hospital, Patiala, Medanta Hospital and Autism Center in Gurgaon. She's currently running her own setup in Patiala and is also working with the Indian Army. We're very happy to have Ms. Harshpreet with us today. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you for having me, Shreya. It feels really good that a school like yours is actually taking an initiative to work towards the mental health of students and how this pandemic is actually affecting it. First and the foremost thing, a lot of people do not understand the meaning of mental health and how mental health is more important than an individual's physical health, basically. Because if you're not mentally stable, if your mental health is not good, of course it will affect your physical health too. So the first and the foremost thing that we need to understand is what mental health is. When we talk about mental health, it clearly means how stable we are, how well we are coping with our environment, how easy it is for us to cope up with difficulties, learn new things, and tackle the daily life issues that we are currently facing. When we come to children, children these days are more prone to having mental health issues, keeping in mind the context that they are at home. Initially, when they were going to school before the pandemic, they knew कि if there's something that we have to talk to, अगर हम मम्मा पापा से बात नहीं कर सकते, चलो मैं अपने फ्रेंड को जाके बता दूंगा, मैं अपने मैम को जाके बता दूंगा. But that is not happening these days. All they are doing is bottling up their feelings or just portraying their anger in a wrong sense. So 2, 3 most common things that we have been seeing at the clinic with parents are children have stopped eating healthy food. Children have actually stopped indulging into physical activities. Children have become more aggressive also. So today we will also look into all these matters other than the ones that you might have had from parents or the issues that you might have been facing in online classes or with parents as well as students. So let's take it forward.
Okay, so ma'am, I have a gazillion questions from the parents and the students. So let's start digging into it. And I would also request all the parents or the students, you can use the Facebook comment section, and we will also be picking up your questions from there. Obviously, we will not be able to answer all the questions. We'll try to address as many as possible.
Yes.
Okay, Harshpreet ma'am, the first question for you is, so this is from a parent. He says, children don't follow the routine. They get up late, sit on beds, no bath, no uniform.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so when we talk about the routine, yes, I can hear you, Shreya, but your voice is cracking.
Okay, was my question audible?
Yes, the question was audible. Okay. When we talk about the routine, children not getting up at time, we as parents also need to understand that a routine is something that will keep the child on track. Initially, when the child was going to school, we had a proper routine set for him or her where he was waking up at 6 o'clock, going to the school, coming back, doing his homework, having his dinner, and then sleeping. Now that there is no physical activity, children tend to sleep for a little longer time and wake up a little late in the morning, because of which they cannot attend their classes on time also sometimes. So here parents have to actually understand how important it is to put your child on a very strict routine where a specific time for waking up is scheduled, specific time for sleeping is also scheduled. It has also been seen that parents are also awake till really late at night, so the children are there with them only. क्यों? क्योंकि ऐसा भी है that parents just want to relax themselves at night, which is not a good thing for the children. So we need to understand that we as adults have different lifestyle from what a child should have. His sleep cycle is very important. A child basically needs a minimum of 10 to 12 hours of sleep पूरे दिन में, whether it half in the morning or half at night. But it is very important that parents actually take care of that. Coming on to the second part of your question, that children sit on the bed and attend their classes. It is very, very important that children sit on their study table and then attend their classes. The reason being, when sitting on bed, if I pick up my laptop now, sit on my bed, in 5 minutes I'll start feeling a little lazy and drowsy. Why? Because our body is in a comfortable position when we're sitting on a bed. When a child sits on a study table, first thing, his back will be very straight. He will be able to focus more. If he's sitting on a study table, he will also be more proactive to listen to what is going on. Because when a child is sitting on the bed, हम late के classes लगा रहे हैं, we're lying down, we're just chilling, we're putting our videos off, which is not a right thing. So it is very important for parents to actually encourage their children to sit on a study table and then study, which will also motivate them to study more. Third thing, school uniform, which is the most important aspect when the child is attending classes. If your child is attending classes in night suit, how will he understand what professionalism is, what decorum is, what are the etiquettes of attending an online class? let's just take an example. आज मेरे को live आना था, अगर मैं अपने night suit में आ जाती, what would have happened? People would have been like, what is even happening? Why is she so unprofessional? Same goes with children too. If they are in their uniform, they feel that they are in a professional setup. So it is very important that children should be wearing their school uniform. A lot of parents might have an issue that they've not bought the new uniform because they didn't get a time to go out. But if your child doesn't have a uniform, please make sure he's wearing something formal when he's sitting up for a morning class. Why? Because that will make him feel professionally active, and he or she will feel that yes, I am in an environment which is professional. A child should not be wearing his night suit and sitting in a class because he will not be energetic. Your night suit always makes you feel a little drowsy and lethargic too. So it's better that your child wears your proper uniform. If he or she doesn't have a uniform, make sure that he or she is wearing a formal dress and sitting up in the classroom.
Okay, Harshpreet, thank you for that. We have a parent, Miss Sonia Shanky. She says, ma'am, kids are not willing to attend the classes. They just want to relax in every situation. What do we do in such a scenario?
Ma'am, in such a scenario, when I just said that a routine should be fixed for your child, there should be a specific time for him or her to relax. जब हम school जाते थे, तो बच्चे school regular आ रहे थे, then also they had a routine of going to school. Parents will have to put in a little more effort here. हम ये नहीं बोलेंगे कि आप अपने बच्चे को डांटो या मारो, but be strict in a way that the child understands that this is the most important aspect of my life right now. Because हम नहीं चाहते that when schools open next year or by the end of this year, the child goes dull. Because ये होगा, and we're very sure that these would be the most common aspects that we will see when the schools open, that the child actually doesn't remember anything. The child is not able to cope up with the syllabus that has already been done online. Teachers are putting in so much of effort. अगर teachers भी ये सोचें कि हमें chill करना है, how will the education system work? So it is very important, ma'am, that you should be strict with your child when it comes to online classes. Because कितनी देर तक आप rest करोगे? You can miss classes 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. उसके बाद, when it comes to their terminals, when it comes to your exams, who are we going to blame that हमारा बच्चा relax कर रहा था इसलिए उसके marks अच्छे नहीं आए? So it is very important that you put your child on a routine and you set certain goals that, okay, you have to attend your classes, and after that you can have an hour's break, or after that you can just sleep for 2 more hours. Because I can understand pandemic it's been so long, children actually don't have a habit of getting up early. But parents ऐसा कर सकते हैं that wake the child up early in the morning, attend classes, and then you can ask them to sleep or rest. So that's how you can actually manage.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. So, when we used to have normal school, we would make kids write in the class. They would either copy from the whiteboard, right? Or the teacher would dictate and, they would note down the written work. So now that, they're not monitored by the teachers, and, in school, teachers used to motivate the kids to write. Even the ones who are slow writers, they would also be motivated. Or we would have extra classes, maybe after school if the notebook is not complete, right? So we would arrange such classes for children. So now that children are at home, some of the parents say that, some kids don't want to make notebooks, they don't want to maintain notebooks, and they find written work tiresome. So, and parents also complain about written work sometimes, so how can they handle this situation?
Okay, so when it comes to written work, there was a research that was done in 2019 when the pandemic started, and a lot of parents actually complained that the child has stopped writing. So research was conducted which clearly stated that your child learns the most when he writes things. And not just this research, I am a kind of a person who always learns things by writing it down, because it gives you a sense of new learning. Because जब आप कोई किसी चीज को लिखते हो, notebook बनाते हो या notes बनाते हो, you tend to learn it in a better way, and it is easy for you to put that concept in your own words. So it is very important that you inculcate this in your child. For example, if he is not writing and he's just cramming, he will have exam anxiety when he goes to the school for his exams. Why? Because we just cram. We did not actually learn it. हमने एक बार पढ़ा, हमने ये तो लिख के नहीं देखा कि मुझे कितना आता है. Second thing that teachers can also do is make a pattern in a way that a child who maintains a notebook in a proper way gets 1 or 2 extra marks for the notebook. So that this can be very easily done with small children because they have a habit. Oh, ma'am ne mujhe star diya, I've got 1 extra mark. So that teacher can also initiate this by saying that everybody who maintains a notebook in a good way, and whenever you come back to school, I choose the one that is the best. And the one that is the best will get some extra points or will get a prize. So this is a technique that we can easily use when it comes to making children write. Because writing is something which is more important than actually learning, because this is going to go up to a really long time with you. Abhi agar wo nahi likhenge, how are they going to cope up with writing when they go to higher school? They go to class 11 and 12 because वहां पे जाके there's too much to write. अभी भी उनका written curriculum इतना ज्यादा नहीं होगा अगर हम सोचें. So it is very important to inculcate these things at the right age. अगर हम अभी से उनको push करेंगे to write. In fact, you can use reinforcement techniques with your children when it comes to writing. You can push them. You can use token economies. Set small little goals for your child. That okay, if you finish your written homework today by this time, we can plan our day accordingly tomorrow. Or you can plan their timetable in a way that schedule an hour where they sit and they write whatever has been taught in the class today. Because writing is the most important aspect of learning. Until and unless you write, you will not be able to actually take that concept of what has been taught to you.
Okay, so Harshpreet ma'am, now there is this parent named Miss Nisha. She says, and this is a very common concern. I'm sure you are getting it from a lot of people of a lot of age groups, not just students, right? That, the screen time has increased a lot. So even we as teachers and, we as administrators, and I'm sure you as a psychologist, feel that, it's too much sometimes.
Positive.
So ma'am, but, not all screen time is bad. Obviously we don't have a better way of conducting classes, and so we have to have that screen time as well. So ma'am, how do parents, I'm sure after the classes also students playing games and they're on their laptops probably browsing something apart from academic work, right? So how do parents manage that?
So when we talk about screen time, we have seen a lot of cases where because of spending too much time on the phone, children have actually developed psychological issues. And when I say screen time, I do not talk about classes. Classes aapki ho rahi hai maximum for 3 hours or 4 hours. Let's say from 8 in the morning till 1 o'clock, or from 8 in the morning till 12 o'clock, and even less for younger students. But the problem arises where after the class also the child is spending majority of time on the phone playing video games, playing games which are not age appropriate, watching videos, watching series which are not age appropriate again. So to control that, parents should make a timetable in which they include screen time other than classes. Supposedly, if your child has attended classes from 8 in the morning till 1 p.m. in the afternoon, please make sure that your child doesn't touch the phone again, at least till late evening. If you have to again give them the phone, give them around, let's say, 8 in the evening, where they're using the phone just for half an hour or 45 minutes. You have to actually schedule your child's screen time. Because if we scheduling nahi karenge, they'll always be on the phone. We as adults also, we know that after this specific time, ki chodo yaar, let's not play on the phone, just sit and interact. Please make a routine with your child where you are interacting with them, you're playing some games indoor with them, you are doing some activities at home. For example, ask your child to help you in the kitchen. Ask him to help you with setting the dining table for dinner or for lunch. Ask him to help you in daily household chores also, so that we shift their interest from the phone to something else. Give them options to indulge into. For example, you can plan simple games for them. Whereas if your child is really small, he or she is in class, let's say nursery, prep 1, prep 2, per second. So you can ask them to help you in the kitchen, where you can ask them to segregate utensils. This can be a very good activity. For children who have lack of concentration when it comes to online classes also, or lack of concentration while studying, inculcate your child with games such as pick up a notebook or pick up just any newspaper, choose an alphabet, set a timer for 1 minute and ask your child to cut out that specific alphabet. This activity will keep him busy. This activity will also help him improve his or her concentration power. Screen time is something that parents can only control. आप बच्चे को नहीं बोल सकते. You'll tell him phone छोड़ दो. He'll be like, "Mama, 5 minutes और 5 minute बाद बोलोगे, "Mama, last 2 minutes, please." So it's you who have to be very strict when it comes to the screen time of your child. You have to set a routine where, let's say, his classes starts at 8 in the morning, goes up till 1 in the afternoon. After that, please make sure that your child is not watching the phone. If he wants to watch the TV, he still has to have a gap of a minimum of 1 to 2 hours after his classes, because we don't want too much of blue light to affect his or her eyes. We've also seen cases where parents report that हमारे बच्चे की eyesight बहुत weak हो गई है lockdown में. It is only because they're spending too much of time in front of the phone. Another screen time के लिए जो हम कर सकते हैं, instead of a lot of people these days have smart TVs at home. So instead of putting classes on your phone, you can just connect your phone to the smart TV and let your child have classes there. Why? Because it's a bigger screen, a bigger range, so his perception will be different, right? If your phone हमने ऐसे अगर पकड़ा है, it's very close to us, and it will affect our eyes. When we attach the classes to the TV, or let's say PC also, laptop also, it will not put as much pressure as a phone might do. So these are the few things that parents can actually take up steps to decrease the screen time of your child.
Very rightly said, Harshpreet ma'am. I think you've given us all the tips and tricks of managing the screen time of students. And yes, this actually connecting your phone to the Android TV and taking the classes there could help. I've seen a lot of students doing that. In fact, all parents who suggest, who say that, our kids get really tired after the classes, I suggest the same thing to them, that, use an Android TV instead. Okay. So, and the next question, ma'am, is students miss their classmates. And so sometimes, these kids insist on meeting their friends. Mama, I want to go and meet this friend of mine. And then parents are a little paranoid, worried about the virus, and they don't want the kids to leave the house. So what should parents do in such a situation? I mean, physical contact and, meeting your friends is also, plays a big role in learning, as we all know. That's why all of us enjoy physical school so much. So what can they do if, kids are constantly telling them that, Mama, I want to go and meet my friends. So what can they do in such a case?
Why not arrange a Zoom meeting for the kids where they can interact with their friends? Like we adults do, whenever we have to talk to our friends, we do video calls, right? Why not let our children also do that? Everybody has access to Zoom these days, right? It is not difficult to have an access to Zoom. They can actually have a virtual chat up with their friends on Zoom or even on Google, let's say. It will also give them an opportunity to interact with their friends more openly, because phone pe baat karna is not that beneficial like we would be doing it online on a video call. Why not do that? We know that we should not be sending children out in such a pandemic state because it is not safe. And with the cases rising day by day, we should not even take the risk of sending the child out. So instead of that, make an environment at home where he can actually indulge into physical activities. Physical activities in sense, we can say, I know your school has actually organized a lot of PT classes also, which is a very great way. Hobby classes have also been organized in the evening for dance, music, and art. Let your child indulge into that. Other than that, if your child wants to indulge into some sport, you have your PT classes also, where PT teachers can also make it fun and interesting, where they do different exercises. Indulging into physical exercises at home, skipping is the most common thing that children can do. A mother and a child can actually have a light-hearted competition about who will skip more. Same can also be done with elder siblings or younger siblings of the child, where they are in a competition but in a very healthy way. Another physical activity that the child can do at home could be jumping jacks, going up and down the stairs, which will also keep them fit and healthy. Because sitting on the bed all the time, just being sleepy, drowsy, is just because the child has no physical activity these days. So it is very important for parents and for parents' health as well. If they are inculcating these things, doing things with their children, it will make them feel more good कि मेरे साथ साथ mama is also doing it, and it is strengthening their relationship as well. So when it comes to physical exercises, we can do a lot of things at home instead of sending the child out. And if the child really wants to go meet his friends, we can arrange a Zoom. Parents can arrange a Zoom call with the child's friends and they can talk. Because I would not recommend you taking your child to somebody's house because it's not safe these days. So instead of sending them out to play, arrange an environment at home which is more of healthy in a physical manner instead of just sitting in front of the screen. Give them games to play. There are a lot of different games that a child can do at home and learn new things where parents are also involved. Start a morning walk with your child, which will help build a relationship more stronger. You can play with your child different games. Buy a game that also helps him enhance his IQ. Buy a game of life. Buy Scrabble. Buy bingo. It's something which will also help you build a very good relationship with your child. Because going out in this situation is not a safe thing. There are different aspects that a child can actually indulge into while staying at home.
Yes, very true, Harshpreet ma'am. And there are a lot of other board games as well that students can play. Monopoly also they can buy, right? So, okay. So, ma'am, the next question that we have is that sometimes when parents call out kids when they're doing certain things, children tend to answer back. They scream at elders and they also argue with siblings. In fact, a parent of ours is also concerned about the child's behavior with the younger one. So how do they handle such emotional outbreaks?
When we talk about emotional outbreak, a child should be taught that what is an appropriate behavior. Throwing something away is not an appropriate behavior. If a mother has said no to you for something, if you start crying or showing a temper tantrum, it is not an acceptable way. The first and the foremost thing that comes here is that you have to actually teach your child about what an appropriate way of portraying anger could be. Teach them a few anger management techniques where the child is taught that agar aapko bahut zyada gussa aa raha hai, instead of arguing, instead of fighting with your sibling, this is the thing or this is an activity that you can do which will help you control your anger. Arguing with elders, which should not be happening, but we need to understand it is also happening because the child has been actually confined to just one room or has been confined to the four walls of the house. He has no outlet for so much of energy that is stored inside him. क्योंकि जब हम स्कूल जा रहे थे, the energy we had was actually drained out by being in the school, running here and there, playing with friends during the recess, but it is not possible at home these days. So the most important thing here is to tell your child what an appropriate behavior is. When I say tell your child what an appropriate behavior is, tell them what are the pros and cons of behaving in a specific manner. If your child is arguing with you, if your child is showing temper tantrums, he or she needs to know कि इसका repercussion क्या होगा. कि अगर मैं ऐसे करूंगा तो मम्मा मुझे डांटेंगी, अगर मैं ऐसे करूंगा a thing can be taken away from me. That is a negative reinforcement will be implied. Arguing with younger siblings. Sometimes what happens is Shreya कि हमें सिर्फ ये बहुत सारे बच्चे ये बोलते हैं मैं नहीं करता गलती, छोटा भैया या छोटी दीदी गलती करती है फिर भी मुझे डांट पड़ जाती है. So it is very important that the parents also understand that it's not always the one child who's been troublemaker. It's the other one also sometimes, in which a lot of parents tend to neglect sometimes, which is also important to keep note of, because we cannot be just blaming one child that he is not studying, he is not doing this, he's fighting with me, he's arguing with the grandmother, he's being rude to me, he has anger issues. So we also need to understand that because of this pandemic, because of being stuck at home, there are a lot of emotions, or I would say emotional turmoil going on inside a child's head, which needs to be attended to, because until and unless we attend to it, it will be very difficult for us to manage his tempers. So the parents should actually make sure that they understand that if the child is behaving in a certain way, what was the antecedent? When we talk about a child indulging into behavior, we see three aspects. And in psychology, it's called the ABC component. A stands for antecedent, B for behavior, and C for consequence. If my child is crying, why is he crying? What will happen if I tell him something and if I say him something? So that would be the consequence. For example, a child wanted chips, mother said no, and he started crying. Just to make him quiet, the mother handed him the packet of chips with the consequences and stopped crying. So it is very important for the parents to understand that the children are also going through a lot of emotional turmoil these days. And they need to be taught about how to manage their emotions in an appropriate way. Anger management exercises are something which are very, very common these days. You can actually ask your child that whenever he feels really angry or whenever he feels that there is an emotional turmoil going on and he or she is not able to control his or her emotions, start breathing exercises, start doing a breathing exercise, or just leave the situation, go into your own room, sit, deep breathe for 2-3 minutes and come back. So small little things can actually be taken as measures to help children control their emotional turmoil.
Okay, Harshpreet ma'am. The next question that we have is, how can the parents best manage between children and online classes? Parents have their own list of chores and their own work from home. Many of them are working from home, right? So how do they monitor their children and work from home at the same time?
Okay, so when we talk about monitoring whether your child is attending classes or not, a lot of people are not aware that when your child is on Zoom meetings or when your child is attending classes online, they can actually put off all the other activities of the phone. They can go to the settings area and actually disable all the other apps that the child might use while attending the classes, putting the camera off and then playing games on the backdrop. The parents can actually change the settings of their phone where the child is just allowed to watch classes. Second, what they can do is if your child is attending classes on a PC or a TV, please make, why is it important is that you can actually keep a check on what your child is doing while doing your work from home itself. When doing work from home, parents can actually sit around children somewhere near to them where they also have an eye on them. कि क्या बच्चा क्लास लगा रहा है या नहीं लगा रहा, क्या उसने कैमरा ऑफ करके छोड़ दिया, क्लास फोन साइड पे रख दिया, and he's on his tab playing. So parents also need to have a check on that, whether the child is appropriately attending the classes or not. When it comes to managing their child and work from home, it is very important that these days, while managing work from home also, please spend some good amount of time with your children where the child should not be feeling कि मम्मा पापा के पास तो मेरे लिए टाइम ही नहीं है, पहले ऑफिस जाते थे अब घर पे काम करते हैं. I've been listening to this issue a lot कि मम्मा पहले ऑफिस में बिजी होती थी अब घर में ऑफिस का काम करती हैं. So it is very important for the parents to actually divide their time. क्योंकि अगर work from home भी है, a lot of work from home timings are similar to what online classes have timing as. So both the parents, or let's say the mother is working, she can sit in the same room where the child is sitting and work from home. Same can be important that the parents also learn a little time management where they can sit with their children, interact about what happened in the class. Like your school sends homework every day. So parents can actually take a check on whether the child is finishing his homework or not. Second, what they can do is after the child has ended his classes, जब classes खत्म हो जाती हैं, तो उसके बाद they can just sit with their children and ask them तो आज class में क्या हुआ, which will also give an insight into the child's life कि उसने classes अच्छे से attend की भी थी या नहीं की. So that is how the parents can actually balance between working from home and also keeping a check on their child's classes.
Okay. So, Harshpreet ma'am, now the next question is for all the stakeholders involved, be it students, teachers, parents, and even the non-teaching staff. I mean, we are also under a lot of pressure. If we do something, then, the other set of parents, for example, we got a concern regarding the evening classes. Some parents were like, we can't send our kids outside. You please arrange some music, dance, physical activity classes. So these are optional classes. Parents who are sending their kids outside for physical activity can keep doing so, and the ones we're just providing basically an option for the ones who actually requested for it, right? So ma'am, now the next question that I have is a very important question indeed. What are the best ways for all of us to improve our mental health given the uncertainty and the panic around?
The first and the foremost thing to do when we talk about taking care of our own mental health is putting ourselves on a schedule or a routine. Why? Because of the pandemic, hum sabka routine kharab ho gaya. It's not just the children. Initially, for example, if I talk about your routine, Shreya, you had a specific time of getting up, coming to the school, working for a specific number of hours, going back home, having lunch, doing your routine work of going to the gym or let's say household chores, and then going to bed. Because by that time, our body feels lethargic. But ab kya ho raha hai? We have too much of free time. Why? Because हमारा travel time तो बच गया है. We're not going. We're doing it from home. वापस आने का time भी वही है. So what we can do is to take care of our mental health is put our body on a fixed routine. Why? Because our body needs that time of rest too, which we are actually losing on. When we put a body on a routine, let's say when if I say I talk about my routine, I know my routine is of waking up at 7 in the morning, coming to the clinic, working, then going back for lunch, coming back again. My body has actually set patterns. Now, even on a holiday or a Sunday, my body knows that this is the wake up time that you should wake up at. So our body clock also sets accordingly, which actually gives you a sense of relief and calmness. Second most important thing that we can do to maintain our mental health during this pandemic is to stop watching too much of news, because what is being shown on news is just the negative aspect and no one is showing you actually the positive aspect, and that negative aspect is somewhere or the other is affecting us. Why we tend to think about negative aspects more as comparative to positive ones? The reason being that of negative thoughts go up into the loop. For example, you watching the news every day in the morning and thinking, oh, these many cases have come up, these many people have died. The next question that would come up into your head is, अगर मुझे हो गया तो, अगर मुझे कुछ हो गया तो, who will manage? What will happen with my children? What will they do? What will be the situation if something happens? Negative thoughts are something which take your mental health downhill. So it is very important that you look towards the positive side also. मैं ये नहीं बोल रही हूँ न्यूज़ बिल्कुल देखना बंद कर दो. देखो, but for a restricted time period. Like watch news for half an hour in the morning when you start your day and half an hour in the evening. And beach ka jo din hai, make sure that you focus more on the positive things. For example, spending time with your child, spending time with the family. Make up for the lost time that you have actually lost when you were not able to spend time with your family. You were not able to give specific time to your children, to your own hobbies as well. I gave time to my hobby during the lockdown, which I don't know from how many years I was losing on. So it is very important to indulge yourself into activities that make you happy. When was the last time you actually painted? When was the last time you actually did something for your own self? You can take this pandemic as an opportunity to do things which you are losing on, to do things which you thought you will not be able to do again. For example, painting. A lot of people tell us that they left painting when they started working, but now they're getting back into it because painting is a part of art therapy. It actually makes you feel more calm and composed, and it helps you have a good control on your thought process. Third comes healthy diet. Do not let your children have unhealthy food all the time. Why? Because somewhere or the other, that unhealthy food is also affecting their physical health as well as their mental health. Unhealthy food is taking their health on a toll. Third thing that you can actually do is do some kind of physical activity at home. If not at home, and if the situation in your city is a little better than what we have here, start going for a morning walk. Because when you go for a morning walk, it actually gives you a lot of energy for the entire day. Indulge into physical activities which will help you cope up if with the aspects which you have not actually paid attention to. So taking care of the mental health of an individual, of your own self, कोई मुश्किल काम नहीं है. You can take care of your mental health very easily, but you should have ability to identify the trigger factors. Whenever you're getting angry, you should know कि trigger factor क्या था मेरे गुस्से का. I'm feeling low. Why am I feeling low? You should be able to attend to your feelings. If you are feeling something, pay attention to why are you feeling so. What is that feeling actually trying to tell you? Because a lot of cases of depression, anxiety have increased during the pandemic. People who have lost their family members because of the COVID, people who were not actually able to go meet their family members when they were in the hospital or spend time with them, are actually people who are going through depressive signs, going through signs of anxiety. So it is very important for us also to figure out different things in a way how to make our mental health a little more stable. So these are the few things that parents can actually do or children can do to have a good mental health.
Okay, Harshpreet ma'am, we have 3 questions from parents. One is Miss Sonia Nagpal. She says, good afternoon, ma'am. How can we inculcate a sense of responsibility among students for self-learning as they are distracted in the present scenario? The second question is from Miss Bhavna Sehgal. She says that I read somewhere that fully controlling the child and being very strict also makes them a little stubborn. So because they feel powerless, and so they end up showing more stubborn behavior. She says, please tell us something about this. And then Mr. Varun Vyas says, can we encourage children instead of pushing them for getting the work done? How can we encourage children? That's what he wants to know. So 3 questions.
3 questions. Attaining to the second question first, parenting ka. There are 4 different types of parenting styles that are recognized in psychology. कि हमें किस तरीके से एक बच्चे को बड़ा करना चाहिए. When we talk about being strict all the time and always being on the nerves of children, which children use this word, ये तो मेरे पीछे ही पड़े रहते हैं. So that means that the kind of parenting style that you're using, ma'am, is authoritative, which should not be used. Authoritative parenting style is where you are very strict with your child, which should not be the case, because this is actually making your child more carefree. I have heard people saying कि मैंने अपने बेटे को डांटा और वो आगे से मुझे बोल रहा है कोई बात नहीं, थप्पड़ है ना, मार लो, मैं खा लूंगा. Why? Because he has actually learned that thing कि ठीक है, थप्पड़ ही तो पड़ेगा ना, क्या फर्क पड़ जाएगा. Whereas what you have to actually do is, instead of being rude with your child or instead of being aggressive with him, tell him beforehand what will be the repercussions of a specific thing. Tell him or her कि अगर आप ऐसा करोगे, this will happen. If the child knows that the repercussions of me behaving in a certain way will be this, he will think twice before actually indulging into this thing. For example, जब बच्चों का जब बच्चे छोटे होते हैं, कुछ गरम अगर touch कर ले, the next time if there's something hot lying there, they will think twice before touching it. Same is with your child's behavior. If he knows that if I am behaving in a certain way, these are the repercussions, he will not indulge into that behavior. Second, what you can do is start appreciating your child in the slightest of things also that he does. Because these days, appreciation is something that the child is actually looking for. Appreciate him for attending his classes. Appreciate him for getting up on time and dressing up before time for the class, which is very important. Coming to the third question that Sir asked, how can we inculcate them into studying better? Set reinforcement schedules for your child. Use token economy. When we talk about token economy, it is a process where you put your child on a reinforcement schedule. For example, let's say your child wants to have pizza, but you cannot give him pizza right away today. So you tell them that for the next 3 days, if you are attending your online classes regularly and you finish your homework before 5 p.m. in the evening, you can have your pizza on Sunday. That is putting your child on a schedule of reinforcement and they will work for that pizza. We're using the pizza as a tangible reinforcement for the child to attend classes and finish his homework better. If not pizza, if your child wants a toy, let's say a few days back, one of the child told me कि मैं आपकी बात मानूंगा, but मम्मा को बोलो और मेरे को ये specific toy लेके दे. So we actually put the child on a 1 month reinforcement schedule where we made a routine of the child. We set specific times for his study and homework hours, and we told him that every day he's gonna earn 5 points for finishing his work. And by the end of the month, if he has these much of points, he can get access to the toy that he was asking to. And to my wonder, this really worked well with that child. And it was a 9-year-old boy. So reinforcement techniques and token economy is something that works really well with children these days. Why? Because they will work not for you, but for the tangible that they're requiring. This is as similar to having a healthy competition in class about मेरे मार्क्स अच्छे आने चाहिए, मेरे को रोहन से या मेरे को इस बच्चे से ज्यादा मार्क्स लेने हैं. So that is something that can be inculcated. Shreya, can you please repeat question number 1?
Okay, so the question number 1, let me quickly go to that, was by Miss Sonia.
Yeah.
Okay. Miss Sonia asks, how can we make the kids more responsible? She asked, how can we inculcate a sense of responsibility among students for self-learning as they're distracted a lot in the present scenario?
When we talk about distraction, there are a lot of things that might be happening around the child which are making him feel distracted. Make sure that when your child is attending online classes, there are no distractions around. First and the foremost thing being, do not feed your child during a class. Why? Because during a class, he's not alone in the class. There are 20, 25 other children also in that meeting room and even more. So it doesn't look good that you're actually feeding the child. You want to feed your child, there are 10 minutes break after each class. That's one time when the child should be eating. Why? Because when you're feeding your child during the class, वो बाकी बच्चे भी distract हो रहे हैं. वो बाकी बच्चे भी उसको देख के हंस रहे हैं and they can also not concentrate on what is being taught. When we talk about self-studies, learning how to self-study is a concept which you have to teach your child. Again, reinforcement techniques can be used here. Ask your child that at 8 in the evening, I'm going to listen to what all was taught to you in this class today. Set schedules for him. कि ठीक है, every day at 8 p.m. in the evening, जो भी सुबह classes में हुआ, we'll revise that. For you to take a test of that specific thing, the child will actually sit and study. कि ओ पापा आज मेरा test लेंगे. Usually it is seen that children are more scared of the fathers because fathers are authoritative figures in the family. So here a parent, specifically fathers, can come into the picture where they encourage their child to self-study or self-learn and then have a healthy conversation about the same topic in the evening so that the child can actually sit and study about it and then discuss with his or her parents. So that is how we can actually inculcate the habit of self-learning.
Okay. So the next question is from Mr. Pankaj Preet Singh. He says, sometimes children want to interact with the teacher to share their feelings and the teacher, doesn't unmute them for some reason that I will tell you why she doesn't unmute. Then what the parents and the teacher can do to avoid anger, because he wants to express something. The child probably wants to express something, but he can't. So, teachers face a lot of issues even when we're having online classes. Sometimes what happens is when the children are unmuted, we get a lot of disturbance from their end, which ends up distracting all the students in the class. So if the child wants to talk to the teacher and very rightly so, we all want to talk to the teachers. We also want to talk to the students. So what they can do is they can send us a message on the school app. We've already taught them how to do that. We did a training session also for that. How do you message us on the school app? So the teacher will call you. Don't worry. And today we're having a PTM as well. So I'm sure the parent must have already spoken to the teacher, right? But yeah, if they send us a message, we can always get in touch with the child personally. That can be done.
And you can also the parents can also tell the child that currently the teacher is in a class, and अगर आप teacher से अभी बात करोगे तो बाकी बच्चों को भी पता लग जाएगा. So इसलिए after the class you can actually drop a text to your teacher that ma'am, this is something that I would like to talk to you about. Please let me know when can I call you. So they can actually ask for the teacher's permission. But a lot of things cannot be discussed during the class. So here parents can actually guide their children that if there is something that they want to talk to the teacher, they can actually do it after the class. That is a more appropriate way of having a conversation with the teacher.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so the next question is from Miss Sandeep Kaur. She says, please discuss about the mental health of mothers also, because we are also suffering from work pressure.
Yes, mental health of parents is taking a lot of toll. Why? Because initially mothers used to relax so bacha school chala jata tha. But now that is not happening. For that, ma'am, what you can actually do is to take care of your own mental health, have a little hour of me time for yourself, where you are focusing just on yourself, where you can sit in a room, relax, and that me time should be conveyed to your child at a very early time of the day, that this is an hour which is for myself and please do not disturb me during this hour. For example, you can sit in your room, actually relax by doing some kind of coping techniques or techniques that help you make you feel a little more calm and composed. Whereas जब आप संदीप मैम आप अपने बच्चे को जब रूटीन पे डाल दोगे ना, उस रूटीन के साथ आपका भी एक रूटीन सेट हो जाएगा. Why am I saying to put your child on a routine is, for example, let's say your child eats breakfast at 8:30 because he has his classes from 9. Your husband eats breakfast at 10 because he leaves for office or shop, or if he's work from home also. If you set a time routine for all the 3 meals, let's say breakfast, lunch and dinner, it will save you also a little time. But मैं ये नहीं बोलूंगी कि एकदम से ये हो जाएगा, because actually putting yourself on a routine will also be difficult. So to take care of your mental health, पूरे दिन में at least a minimum of half an hour to 45 minutes are required for your own self, where you introspect your own self, you look into your own self that yes, these are the things that I have to lose on, and these are the things that are actually giving me a little peace of mind and I can actually take them forward. So have that me time throughout the day. पूरे दिन में कभी भी 1 घंटा अपने लिए निकालो, where you're just focusing on yourself. Do breathing exercises. I'll forward them to Shreya and she can always send it to you. Or what I'll do is I'll put it in the comment section of the live video, which all the parents can actually do. There are a few grounding techniques also which parents can perform. There are anxiety grounding techniques which are very, very easy to do. And I personally swear by them because they usually take not more than 5 minutes to do, sometimes even less, and they give you a very good feeling of feeling calm. So those are the few things that I'll put up in the comment section and you can actually do those.
Okay, Harshpreet ma'am, one last question from Miss Monica Serene. She says, ma'am, what do we do when children get sad from certain things? She's not mentioned exactly what things, but she says that, when children get sad, how are they supposed to cheer them up?
When we talk about a specific emotion of anger or sadness, it is recommended that for a few minutes, for at least 10 minutes, minimum of 10 minutes, leave your child alone. Right? Why? Because when a child is feeling a certain type of emotion, they need to have a good control over that emotion before it becomes problematic. So if your child starts crying, if you've said no, do not immediately go and start telling him, "Mat go, do not cry, don't cry, kuch nahi hota." Leave him for 2-3 minutes, because let the child understand that specific emotion. Second thing, while cheering up the child, when you go talk to the child, do not discuss what happened. Do not discuss why did it happen. Instead, try to distract your child. Try to distract him or her from that particular situation. For example, your child was sad. He went to his room and it's been half an hour that he is not coming up. Go up to his room and tell him, would you like to go for a walk? Is there something that you would like to discuss? Or if you really want to talk about a specific topic that the child is actually sad because of, you can clearly ask them, I am here to listen to you. If it is something that you would like to talk about, please let me know. This will actually give your child a sense where he knows that parents are concerned about me, but they're also giving me space. But these are the things that you can do with adolescents. But when we talk about children who are of a younger age, are in a behavior, in tantrum, or are sad, still give them 2-3 minutes to actually calm down. Why? Because जब वो already गुस्से में है या already sad है, अगर आप उससे जाके बात करने की कोशिश करोगे, उसका गुस्सा और बढ़ेगा, which will also make you angry. If the child is sad, if you go talk to him, his sadness will actually turn into anger. So before going to talk to your child, make sure that you know the antecedent of him or her being sad. क्यों उदास है वो? क्या हुआ ऐसा that he's actually feeling really low? Sometimes what happens with children is that there are a lot of things that are going on in their mind, and they feel that if I convey this to my mother or my father, they might not understand. If they've had a fight with their friend over the phone or anything, they will not discuss it with you. So make sure that you build a relationship with your child in a way where he or she feels open to come up and discuss everything with you. So that's how you can manage your child's behavior, where he feels safe in an environment. Yeah, this is a non-judgmental zone, and if I want to talk to my mother about a specific thing, I can actually just go up to him or her and talk. So that's how Sandeep ma'am can actually do it.
Okay, Harshpreet ma'am, we've addressed pretty much everything that the parents, sent us in the comment section. So, you've given us a lot of food for thought, a fresh perspective, to think about how do we change our parenting style, maybe, right? The suggestions that are given by you, we can definitely, parents and the teachers can definitely try and incorporate those in because we sometimes get caught in the rut of things. You're expected to perform and manage the class, do a lot of things at the same time, and so is the case with parents. We're all trying to do our best.
And I would also recommend parents to actually appreciate the efforts that the school management is making, because if it is difficult for your child to sit in front of the screen, so is for the teachers as well. Because when we talk about schools in general also, we are putting a lot of efforts to actually keep your child on the track. You, Neeru ma'am and Rajni ma'am are paying so much of attention to what a good environment should be even when the child is attending classes online. You are providing them with so many different options which the child can actually take up so that the study does not become boring for them. And parents should also be appreciating teachers about the efforts they're putting into. So many classes, after the classes also they're taking doubt sessions. In the evening also sometimes children call them up and ask them about different things. So the parents can do the least by appreciating what the school management is doing. Because your appreciation will actually motivate the teacher to do more better for your child. Until and unless you appreciate the teachers, they will feel as if they are not being acknowledged, whereas it's their mental health also which is being infected, and not just parents and students. Teachers are also more prone to having mental health issues these days. So I would request all the parents to actually appreciate the efforts that the teachers are making.
Very rightly said, ma'am. After all of us are just humans, right? And just pushing ourselves, as much as we can. Okay, so Harshpreet ma'am, this was a really nice talk and session with you, and we got to learn about a lot of things that we can, incorporate in our routine. How, especially the physical activity, healthy eating. So Anything else that ma'am you would like to add before we end the session?
First of all, thank you, Shreya. Thank you, Needu ma'am, for actually having me and giving me a chance to actually tell people how to take care of their mental health. If there are any other questions, Shreya, that the parents ask later, or if they text you personally, you can always forward them to me. I will also go through the comment section once, and if I see there are questions which we couldn't attain to, we will answer them accordingly. Thank you once again for having me, Shreya. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for taking out your precious time to address our parents and our students. And now we would end the session. If there are any, concerns that parents want redressal for, they can always write in the, message us on the school app. And ma'am can also, you can also talk personally with them from the school. Yeah.
Sure.
Thank you.
Be in the yes. So if any of the parents wants to come and talk to me, they know that I'll be there on Thursdays. So they can come and meet me. And if they want to meet me personally, Shreya can share my number with you. Stay safe, everybody. Please take care.